Every night, you close your eyes, thinking you're resting. But what if I told you the way you sleep is slowly damaging your body, disturbing your mind, and draining your life force without you even realizing it? Ancient Buddhist wisdom warned about this thousands of years ago, not as superstition, but as deep observation of the human body and consciousness. In Buddhism, sleep is not unconsciousness. It is a state where karma, breath, posture, and mind interact. And if your sleeping position is wrong, your body suffers, your mind weakens, your spiritual energy collapses. Today, I will reveal sleeping positions you should never sleep in, according to Buddhist understanding and modern reality combined. Watch till the end, because one of these positions is extremely common and extremely dangerous. Before we begin, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because knowledge like this protects your future. Now listen carefully. 1. Sleeping face-down prone position. This is not just a bad habit. This is one of the most destructive ways the human body can sleep. When you lie face down, your body enters a silent struggle that lasts all night long. Your neck twists sharply to one side, just to allow air in. This single twist alone places unnatural pressure on the cervical spine, the delicate bridge between your brain and body. Hour after hour, that tension builds, nerves compress, blood flow alters, and by morning your body wakes up already exhausted, already inflamed, already tense, before the day has even begun. But the damage goes deeper. When you sleep face down, your chest presses against the mattress. Your lungs, designed to expand freely like wings, are trapped. Each breath becomes shallow, incomplete, restricted. Your body is forced into survival breathing, not restorative breathing. Oxygen intake drops slightly, not enough to wake you up, but enough to slowly drain your energy night after night. In Buddhist understanding, breath is not just air. Breath is prana. Breath is life force. Breath is the bridge between body and mind. When breathing becomes shallow, awareness dims. Consciousness loses clarity. The mind becomes heavy, cloudy, restless. This is why ancient monks were deeply attentive to sleeping posture, because how you breathe during sleep determines how you awaken to life. Sleeping face down presses the heart downward as well. Physically, it restricts circulation. Symbolically, it represents suppression. A body folded inward, awareness pushed beneath weight. In Buddhism, the heart is not only an organ, it is the seat of emotional balance. Pressing it downward night after night subtly cultivates anxiety, emotional heaviness, and unexplained fear. This is why monks deliberately avoided this posture. Not out of superstition, but observation. They noticed that those who slept face down woke up restless, mentally scattered, spiritually dull. Their minds wandered more. Their patience thinned, their clarity weakened. And look closely at modern life. People who habitually sleep face down often wake up feeling tired even after enough sleep. They carry a strange anxiety without knowing why. Their thoughts feel foggy, slow, disorganized. Motivation feels distant. Calm feels unreachable. They drink caffeine to feel alive. They scroll endlessly to feel awake. But the root cause lies silently in the night. Because when you sleep face down, you are not resting. Your body is fighting gravity. Your neck is fighting alignment. Your lungs are fighting pressure. Your nervous system is fighting stress. All night long, sleep is meant to heal, but this position turns sleep into conflict. If your nights are battles, your mornings will always feel heavy. Change this, and you don't just change how you sleep. You change how you wake up. You change how you think. You change how you live. 2. Sleeping on your stomach with one leg bent. At first glance, this position feels harmless, almost casual. One leg bent, the body slightly turned, as if you found a comfortable compromise between movement and rest. But this is not balance. This is distortion disguised as comfort. When you sleep on your stomach with one leg bent, your hips rotate unevenly. One side of your pelvis lifts while the other sinks. Your spine, which is meant to remain neutral and aligned, is forced into a slow, unnatural twist that lasts for hours. Vertebra by vertebra, your body absorbs that tension quietly. Without warning, without pain at first. And that is what makes it dangerous. Your muscles adapt to the twist. Your joints memorize the imbalance. Your nervous system accepts misalignment as normal. By morning, you don't wake up injured. You wake up off. A stiffness you can't explain. A dull ache in the lower back that feels permanent. A sense that your body never truly reset. In Buddhist understanding, alignment is not cosmetic. It is essential. The body is seen as a vessel through which awareness flows. When the vessel twists, awareness scatters. Energy leaks. Stability weakens. This position physically mirrors imbalance and spiritually reinforces it. Your bent leg pulls the lower spine into rotation. This compresses the lower back and subtly squeezes the abdominal organs. Digestion slows. Pressure builds. The body remains partially tense, even in sleep. This is why people who sleep this way often experience bloating, discomfort, or heaviness in the stomach upon waking, without understanding why. But the disturbance doesn't stop in the body. Your dreams become restless, fragmented, unsettled. You toss. You turn. You drift in and out of sleep. Your mind never fully sinks into deep rest because your body never fully surrenders. In Buddhist terms, this is a state of half-awareness, a mind that cannot let go, and a body that cannot trust stillness. Spiritually, this position symbolizes inner conflict. One part of you wants rest. Another part remains braced, guarded, ready to move. The bent leg is not just posture. It is tension made visible. It reflects unresolved stress stored in the hips and lower spine, areas deeply associated with fear, stability, and survival. Night after night, the body relives that tension, reinforcing it instead of releasing it. This is why peace never fully arrives. You sleep, but you don't feel restored. You rest, but you don't feel grounded. You wake, but something still feels unsettled. Buddhist teachings emphasize harmony not only in meditation, but in the smallest physical habits. Monks observed that a body that cannot lie symmetrically cannot settle inward. When posture lacks balance, the mind mirrors that imbalance. This is how sleep becomes shallow without you realizing it. This is how fatigue becomes normal. This is how inner restlessness becomes your baseline. The tragedy of this position is not pain. It is slow erosion, day by day, night by night. And because it feels comfortable, you never question it. Until one morning, comfort disappears and only imbalance remains. 3. Sleeping with arms above your head. Most people don't choose this position. Their body drifts into it unconsciously. The arms rise. The chest opens. The body stretches upward, as if reaching for something in the dark. And that is exactly the problem. When you sleep with your arms above your head, your body unknowingly places itself in a position of alertness, not rest. The shoulders rotate unnaturally, placing constant tension on the joints and compressing the delicate network of nerves that travel from the neck down into the arms. Blood flow becomes irregular. Circulation struggles to move smoothly through narrowed pathways. This doesn't cause immediate pain. It causes silent stress. Hour after hour, your nervous system remains activated, slightly, subtly, but persistently. Muscles never fully release. The heart never fully slows. The body stays half prepared for movement, danger, or defense. In Buddhist understanding, posture reflects consciousness. Arms close to the body symbolize grounded awareness, a state where the mind is settled, energy contained, and attention drawn inward. Raised arms, however, represent outward expansion, exposure, and readiness. This posture belongs to waking action, not deep rest. When the arms are lifted during sleep, the body receives a confusing signal: rest, but stay alert. This contradiction keeps the nervous system in a low-level fight-or-flight state all night long. And when the nervous system doesn't rest, the mind cannot either. This is why people who sleep this way often wake up suddenly, heart racing, breath sharp, mind alert for no clear reason. The body reacts as if something went wrong, even when nothing did. Art palpitations appear. Anxiety surfaces without a story attached to it. You don't wake from sleep, you snap out of it. Many people blame stress, overthinking, or modern life, but the origin is quieter, simpler, hidden in posture. Over time, this position teaches the body that night is not safe. That vulnerability requires vigilance. That rest must be guarded. And once the body learns this lesson, it repeats it automatically. This is why even long sleep feels shallow. Why dreams feel intense or fragmented. Why mornings begin with tension in the chest or shoulders. In Buddhism, true rest is described as surrender without collapse, a state where the body softens while awareness remains calm and contained. Raised arms prevent surrender. They keep energy lifted, scattered, exposed. Your body never fully drops into stillness. And because the body never fully rests, the mind never fully lets go. This is the tragedy of this position. You sleep, but you don't recover. Night after night, your system accumulates exhaustion without realizing it. You wake feeling wired but tired, alert but drained, calm on the surface, restless underneath, and eventually, this becomes your normal. Until one night, anxiety arrives without warning. Until one morning, your heart feels heavy for no reason. Until you realize your body has been standing guard for you every single night when it was supposed to heal. Your body is not meant to be on watch while you sleep. Lower the arms. Contain the energy. Let the night hold you. Only then does true rest begin. 4. Sleeping on your back with no support. Sleeping on your back is often misunderstood. Many believe it is the natural position, the safest, the most neutral, the most harmless. But this belief hides a dangerous truth. Sleeping on your back without proper support is not rest, it is careless collapse. When the body lies flat without mindful alignment, the lower back arches away from the mattress. The spine, meant to be gently supported, hangs in tension. Muscles that should relax are forced to hold shape all night long. The body never fully lets go, and when the body cannot let go, the mind follows. As the lower back arches, the chest sinks, the throat narrows, the airway subtly collapses. Breathing becomes unstable, not dramatic enough to wake you, but irregular enough to disturb deep sleep. Each breath becomes slightly strained, slightly interrupted, slightly incomplete. In Buddhist understanding, breath is the anchor of consciousness. When breath is disturbed, awareness cannot settle. This is why monks never slept carelessly. They treated sleep as a continuation of mindfulness, not an absence of it. Posture was deliberate. Alignment was respected. The body was positioned so that breath could flow freely, uninterrupted, unforced, natural. Unsupported back sleeping violates this principle. It places the body in a state where breathing must fight gravity. The tongue falls backward. The throat narrows. Snoring begins, a sound many laugh off, unaware that it is a sign of struggle. For some, this struggle deepens into sleep apnea, moments where breath pauses completely, forcing the body into micro-panic to survive. And each panic, no matter how brief, pulls the mind out of deep restoration. This is why people who sleep this way often wake up exhausted despite long hours in bed. They slept, but never entered the depths where healing happens. They rested, but never recovered. Their nights are fragmented. Their dreams are shallow or chaotic. Their mornings feel hollow. There is a particular emptiness that follows this kind of sleep, a feeling of having existed through the night rather than being renewed by it. Energy feels borrowed, not restored. Motivation feels distant. Emotional resilience feels thin. In Buddhist philosophy, true rest is described as complete surrender supported by awareness. The body must feel held, not strained, not collapsed, not abandoned. Without support, the body does not feel safe enough to fully release. And a body that does not feel safe will never rest deeply. Over time, unsupported back sleeping trains the nervous system to remain alert even in sleep. The heart stays slightly vigilant. The breath stays slightly guarded. The mind stays just below the surface, unable to sink into silence. This is why you wake up feeling as if something is missing, even when nothing is obviously wrong. You slept, but your body never healed. The tragedy of this position is subtle. It doesn't announce itself with pain. It reveals itself through fatigue that doesn't fade, clarity that doesn't arrive, and a quiet sense that rest is no longer restorative. Sleep is meant to refill you, not drain you. Mindful support changes everything, because when breath flows freely, the mind finally lets go. And only then does sleep become what it was meant to be. 5. Curling into a tight ball. This position doesn't come from comfort. It comes from protection. When a body curls tightly into itself during sleep, it is not relaxing, it is shielding. arms drawn in, knees pulled to the chest, spine curved inward. The posture is ancient, instinctive, and deeply emotional. It is the body whispering something the mind may not want to hear. I don't feel safe. In Buddhism, the body is seen as a memory holder. Long before the mind understands pain, the body records it. Fear, stress, loss, rejection, all of it settles somewhere. And during sleep, when the mind loosens control, the body speaks freely. Curling into a tight ball is that language. Physically, this position restricts life. The lungs cannot fully expand, so breath becomes shallow and guarded. The diaphragm tightens. Oxygen flow reduces just enough to keep the body alive, but not enough to fully restore it. The organs compress inward. Digestion slows, circulation narrows, and the spine remains curved in a state of quiet tension. Nothing opens. Nothing releases. The nervous system stays alert, scanning, waiting, listening. This is not rest. This is sleeping in defense mode. In Buddhist teachings, fear stored in the body is one of the greatest barriers to peace. Fear locks energy inward. It prevents surrender. It turns rest into vigilance. When fear dominates posture, the body never fully trusts the night. This is why people who sleep curled tightly often wake up exhausted even after long hours. Their body spent the night protecting itself instead of healing. Their muscles never softened. Their breath never deepened. Their awareness never fully dissolved into stillness. Emotionally, this position often belongs to those who carry unresolved stress, not always dramatic trauma, but accumulated pressure, responsibilities that never end, emotions that were never expressed, pain that had no space to be felt. The hips, chest, and stomach, areas deeply connected to vulnerability, fold inward. The heart hides. The breath retreats. The body closes its doors. And when the body closes, the mind follows. Sleep becomes shallow. Dreams become heavy or fragmented. The mind drifts close to waking, unable to sink into true restoration. Even in unconsciousness, the system remains on guard. This is why mornings feel tense, why anxiety appears without cause, why safety feels distant, even at rest. In Buddhism, true sleep is described as fearless surrender, a state where the body trusts existence enough to open, soften, and release. Curling tightly prevents this surrender. It reinforces the belief that danger is near, even when it is not. Night after night, the body repeats the same message: protect yourself, stay small, stay ready. And slowly, survival replaces healing. The tragedy of this position is not weakness. It is unrecognized strength that has nowhere to rest. A body that learned to endure, but forgot how to let go. Your body is not meant to hide forever. It is meant to be held by rest. When sleep becomes safety again, healing finally begins. 6. Sleeping with your head pointing toward the north. This is not modern advice. This is ancient warning. Long before technology, electricity, or artificial light, Eastern traditions observed something unsettling about sleep and direction. Buddhist monks, yogis, and ascetics noticed that how you align your body with the earth during sleep changes how your mind behaves. Direction was never random. It was respected. Sleeping with your head pointing toward the north was carefully avoided, not out of fear, but observation, because something subtle yet deeply destabilizing happened to those who slept this way. When the human body aligns head to north, feet to south, it places the brain in opposition to the Earth's natural magnetic flow. This isn't dramatic. It's not explosive. It's slow interference, the most dangerous kind. The body doesn't scream. It whispers. Blood circulation toward the brain becomes slightly strained. The nervous system feels unsettled without understanding why. The mind remains active even when it should dissolve into rest. Sleep becomes lighter, more vivid, more unstable. And in Buddhism, instability of mind is never ignored. Monastics believe that mental clarity depends on harmony, not just within the body, but between the body and nature itself. When alignment is disturbed, consciousness becomes noisy. Thoughts linger. Dreams intensify. Awareness refuses to settle. This is why those sleeping in this direction often experience heavy dreams, dreams that feel real, emotional, sometimes exhausting. Not nightmares, but weight, confusion, symbolic chaos that stays with you long after waking. You wake up tired, Not because you didn't sleep, but because your mind never rested. Many people who sleep with their head toward the north report something strange, a sense of disorientation upon waking. Thoughts feel scattered, memory feels dull, emotions feel slightly disconnected. There is no obvious pain, just an internal feeling that something is off. No explanation, no clear cause, just unease. In Buddhist understanding, when the mind cannot fully release during sleep, karmic residue accumulates. The mind replays, revisits, reprocesses, instead of dissolving into silence. This leads to mental fatigue that no amount of sleep seems to fix. And over time, this becomes your baseline. You function, but without sharpness. You live, but without clarity. You rest, but never deeply. The most dangerous part of this position is that it feels harmless. Nothing hurts immediately, nothing breaks suddenly. But slowly, night after night, the mind loses its stillness. Dreams grow heavier. Focus weakens. Inner calm fades. This is why monks were strict about sleep direction. Not rigid, intentional. They understood that rest is not just physical recovery, but mental purification. And purification requires alignment. When direction disrupts the mind, peace becomes unreachable, even in silence. If your nights feel crowded, if your dreams feel heavy, if you wake up tired for no reason, look not only at how long you sleep, but how you are aligned with the earth while doing it. Because sometimes, restlessness doesn't come from stress. It comes from sleeping against nature itself. Buddha himself slept in the lion's posture, lying on the right side, spine aligned, legs gently stacked, right hand under the cheek, mind calm, breath steady. This posture supports digestion, heart function, calm awareness, deep restorative sleep. It is sleep with mindfulness. As we conclude, your sleeping position is not just comfort. It is communication between your body and your mind. Change how you sleep, and you change how you live. If this video opened your eyes, like it, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Because sometimes, the most dangerous habits are the ones we do every night without thinking. Sleep wisely. Awake stronger.